Okay, so today's video is a little bit different once again. My name is Hugh and welcome to my channel and my workshop. I've got two molds there ready full of pine cones, large ones on the left and smaller ones on the right. I will only be using the smaller ones in today's video, but what I'm going to do is cast them in Alumilite clear cast um, and using resin 8 pigments, the dark blue and the white. Now the thing about Alumilite is that it's a one to one by volume, but it does need to go into a pressure pot, which is what will be happening. So very shortly you'll be seeing me mix the resins up and adding the pigments to it, and then I'll be pouring. There's the line for the fill for the resin, and I've got the same line on both of those cups. Okay, so I'll be pouring part A first and then part B up to the lines, then putting them both together and start mixing. I actually mixed for about 7 or 8 minutes just to try and make sure that both parts were fully mixed. Now this is where I'm now going to add the dark blue to one of those two pots, because I've halved or just under halved the mixture, the mixed resin. I'll be putting the dark blue in one and then the white in the other one. It doesn't take a lot. It's literally, as you'll see, the tip of that barbecue skewer. So I'm just going to add the white pigment now, mix that in thoroughly. Then I'll be leaving them. I'm looking to get to a temperature of 120 degrees Fahrenheit before I start pouring. You can see the little red dot in there, that's my infrared temperature gauge, and they're now at 120 degrees. So I'll be pouring the white first, getting into the corners, moving it around, because then I'll be putting the blue on top to try and get a nice swirly pattern. And I'll carry on doing that now until I fill that mold up. As you can see, I've got a little bit left over, so I've got another single pen blank mold, which I shall put that remainder into to get a single pen blank. What you saw me doing there is just pushing the cones down. The resin is getting quite tacky, and then there's the caddy for the pressure pot. But what I'll be doing before I put it into there, I'll be putting some painter's tape across the top, just to make sure that those pine cones stay in the resin. And there, as you can see, I'm pouring into the single pen mold. Again, white first, then blue, then white, then blue, and then you'll see me use the barbecue skewer just to swirl the resin to get some nice patterns in the blank. Okay, so I'm just about to start putting the painter's tape on, just giving them another little push into the resin, and then it's going to go into the pressure pot for 24 hours before I can demold, and then it'll be a week to 10 days once they're out of the mold to cure fully before I can turn them. Hello, well, this is 24 hours later. I've just taken the molds out of the pressure pot. This is the one that you saw I used with the overpour. Oops. And there's some nice swirling along there and through the top, so that should make a nice pen. And then the block. And as you can see, the pine cones, you can just see them in the bottom there, so very happy. So I'm going to leave those for 7 to 10 days now, which will be a second for you. I'll see you soon. Cheers. Hello again. Well, there's the bank. It's all cured. This is about 10 days later. So it's time to see what that looks like inside. I've measured that to that, which is 19mm, which is the thickness of there, so I end up with a reasonably square blank. I think that's going to look nice. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. That should make an interesting pen, if nothing else. Okay, so let me cut it to length, and next time you'll see this, it'll be chucked up, ready to drill. Okay, that's the centre drilling done. Now to drill for the tube. And I'm drilling 693. Again, I'll be, as always, drilling at 2 centimetres, withdraw, clear, another 2, withdraw, clear. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right down the middle. Okay, let me get the tube in, barrel trim it. Next time you see it, it'll be on the mandrel. Okay, so I'll be turning at 2,500. The only concern I have about this is the pine cones weren't stabilised, and I know you should. But they were bone dry. God knows how many years they've been in my aunt's house. At least 30, I would have thought. And I will be finishing with a super glue finish rather than just a wax finish. So, wish me luck, everybody. Oh, sugar. You say that. I do like that. Right, let me have a think for a sec. Okay, what I've done, I've flipped the blank through 180. So this is now going to be the nib end, and this is going to be the clip end. As I've said before, Epsilon bush pens, the nib end is thinner than that. I've just put a clip up against that, and as long as that doesn't get any worse, the clip should hide that. Here we go. Okay, that's as far as I'm going. I like it. I wanted to put the clip there so you could see all of that, but the clip's going to go down the side there. So I normally wet sand acrylic, but on this occasion it's going to be dry sanding because super glue, CA and water are not the best of friends. So I'll be sanding at around 700. So let me get set up for that and I'll bring you back. I'll just show you a little bit of this and then I'll bring you back when it's time to put the super glue finish on. I did get a nice finish off the tool, I must admit. This is Alumilite clear cast, and these are very nice resin to use. And then there's ever through the grips. So I'm going to go up to 600 and I'll bring you back when it's time to put the super glue finish on. Okay, let's have a preview of what this is going to look like. Oh, lovely. This is meth or denatured alcohol, and that'll dry, so super glue won't affect it. See you in a sec. Okay, I'm just going to let that dry off naturally. I'm going to put 4 or 5 of the thin on and then 4 or 5 of the medium, see how it builds. So that's going to be very repetitive for you, so I'll bring you back when it's time then to micromesh. Okay, it's time for micromesh. This is probably the last time I'll be using these. I've got to dig some more out from under the lathe. So I'll be polishing this at 2,500. 2.4. That's what that's going to look like, and I'll bring you back when I've done all 9. Okay. Lovely shine. 2 marks there. It's not bubbles. It's part of that coming through the resin. So I've got a little bit of fingernail here of super glue, so I'm just going to get a sharp Stanley knife and trim that off. What you do is just rub the blade along. You can see it coming off. Yep, that's good. This is, as most of you probably guessed, but in case it's your first time here, one of my favourite kits of all time, the Taylor Mirfield Epsilon, and also the gold. Let's see if my plan's going to work. The thing I like about the Epsilon is when you put the clip holder in, you've still got time to place the clip where you want. Sorry, just trying to line it up to see if I can cover as much of that brass as possible. There, looks good. You can see it from the side, but you can't see it from the front. So screw the nib end in. This is slightly fatter than I normally like for an Epsilon, but when that happened, obviously, change of plan, shall we say, plan B. Screw the transmission on, and then press the cap in. And there we have it, one gold Epsilon, acorn and Alumilite clear cast with Resonate blue and white pigments, and I love it. I'm really disappointed in that. I've learnt from there, but yeah, I'll see you in my chair in a second. Hello. Oh, here it is. I do like it. I really do like it. That's the side view, and that's the front view. So you can't actually, the clip does what I was hoping in hiding that. I don't know if I'll put that on sale, because it's of that. But no, it first time casting pine cones. They weren't stabilized, but I'm happy, very happy with the result. It is slightly thicker in the body than I normally do, but that is because of that. I didn't want to break any more out. So yeah, I like it. So if you've liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, please leave a comment. I read them all, I reply to them all. If it's your first time here and you've liked what you've seen, you can click on my icon at the bottom, click all on the notification bell, and YouTube lets you know when I upload my videos, which is normally a Thursday morning. I did manage to get most of the stuff done I wanted to. Workshop isn't as good as I wanted it to be, but I am, in the next month or so, couple of months, I'm getting a new bandsaw, so I might have a jig around. So I thought there was no point stripping it clean if only I'm going to move things around in a couple of months time. So excuse me, all you oldies, diehards, originals, as ever, Jock about Jan, I really appreciate it. All that's left for me to say now is I'm going to put some stills up at the end, but please take care, please stay safe. I'll see you next week, and whale.